everyone. Welcome to At Home with Sally. I'm Sally Clarkson, and I have the biggest privilege in the world to be with so many friends from all over the world who join me every week to listen to my stories, inspiration, biblical encouragement, and I am just so glad that you're here today. Thanks so much for joining me. Hi friends, it's Sally Clarkson, and it's Tuesday before Thanksgiving. Actually, you'll be listening to this on Tuesday before Thanksgiving, and I don't know what I'll be doing, but I'll tell you more about that next week. But I'm so grateful for you, and I was just thinking today, as I'm writing this post, and I'm pondering all of you and the people I get mail from, and just thinking of every one of you who's listening to this. I just wish you could be here next to me, and you could see the new pink roses that I just bought. Joel went with me to the grocery store. We took a taxi there to save my leg, and then we walked slowly back, a little bit over a mile, and trying to push myself every day, though I'm really not there yet. Or I wish you could taste the vegetable soup. I came in and I sauteed some turkey ground meat. It's called minced turkey meat here. And I put in some veggies, some peas, green beans, corn, and carrots, a few little carrots. And then I added sauteed garlic and onion, salt and pepper, a can of finely chopped tomatoes, a can of tomato sauce. You can also, if you don't have it, you can put in cream of tomato soup, but the kind that I use with grilled cheese sandwiches. And then eventually you add sweet basil. And I added a little tiny handful of rice, just to give it the littlest bit of some carbohydrate. And oh my goodness, you would have thought I had made something amazing, because everybody lapped it up and had some toast and applesauce and just a tiny little bit of sliced cheese with it. Okay, I wish that you could be with me. I would make you something really comforting. And we would have sweet conversations. You would actually sit there long enough to tell me about your life, your wishes, your dreams, the funny things that had happened. And always we would be listening. I would be paying attention to you, that all who are seated with me. And that's what I really wish I could do. I was talking to a Christian leader a couple of weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it was somebody who was new to me. And they said, I'm really building a big program through my ministry. And I said, well, that's great. And I said, but how are you? And then they said, well, I think I'm really leading lots of people to Christ. And I said, well, I will really pray for you, and I hope that these people will have people to follow them up. But I just wanted you to know that I'm so happy to meet you. I've heard such encouraging things about your heart. Tell me a little bit about yourself. And I said, I'd be happy to get together sometime for lunch or a cup of tea or whatever. And this person said, oh no, I'm way too busy for that. I have too many important meetings to go to. And in the 20 minutes that we talked, they didn't ask me one question or tell me or show me interest in anything that was going on in my life. And I thought, isn't it funny how we are such driven people that we feel like in order to justify our existence, we have to tell someone something that we've accomplished or that we are going to accomplish, because it's, we shouldn't settle down. And I just thought, I found this picture. Actually, I took this picture in a tea shop. Isn't it just a hoot? Just look at this teapot. This is just like the person I was talking to. They're so intent on getting everything done. They had to have 2 spouts, not just 1 spout for the teapot, but 2 spouts. It would make it more efficient. And I just thought, oh my goodness, that is such a picture of sometimes the hurry that we're all in. And so I was thinking about you, and I thought, I hope that they will, if nothing else, sit down or take a nice walk or whatever to really breathe in some of the worth that you have and some of the peace that you need, and just to take a moment. Because as I really think about all this, the whole point of tea time, by its very nature, calls us to take a deep breath, a sigh, to get all of the hurries out, and to breathe, and to really enjoy a tea or coffee or chai or hot chocolate. One must consciously take time to sip, to taste, to make it last. Because a slurped down cup of anything is a waste of a great cup of tea or caffeine. I could have done a lot. I had a lot planned for this today, but I thought, you know what? I'm just going to tell them to chill. The things that my children tell me. The most important things that we have done this week is I have stayed up long hours, several days in a row, to hear about the heart of Joy's life, just what she's dealing with, struggling with, what she's doing. I've had several long walks with my son Joel to encourage him and ask him about his work and his dreams and what he's struggling with. I stopped the other day and I took time to go over to Clay. I could tell he was feeling a little bit something, in the hurry of a busy week, because we had all the things that we had, the graduation and the Viva and other things. And I said, how are you? I just want to know what you're feeling now that we're back here and all the things are going on. And so I listened to him and I looked in his eyes and I asked him questions. And I know that all of you all have this incredible feast ahead of you. Thanksgiving. I do love Thanksgiving, but I think it's also helpful when everybody takes a chance to cook together. But you're going to be making wonderful food and feasts and memories, and it really does matter. My kids, I think food was the way that they came to Christ. But anyway, but it's my prayer that as you go into this week, you will have peace, that you will have made a way for yourself because you are the queen of your own home, that you will have taken time because the messes will still be there. As a matter of fact, maybe a lot of messes unless you have beautiful Thanksgiving paper plates. I'm bringing some as a surprise to Sarah. Maybe your little elves in your house can help you quick flurry to clean up just a little bit because the messes will still be there, but maybe they can make a place for you. The should be done list will also be there. But now that you are so precious, and if you were here, I would spoil you a bit, and I would take care of you. And I want you to know that it's okay to watch a sweet movie, to put all of the tasks aside, to put your feet up, because this life that we're called to, especially in a week like this, is a marathon. And I just love 2 quotations that I've seen for you this week. Before I forget to tell you, because everybody laughed and giggled and wrote me about this. No, Joy and I do not dress alike. You saw the pictures of us last week. I had gotten ready early in the day, early in the morning. And I had thrown on this dress because I had appointments all day long. I had a Zoom call and I knew I was going to be with her at the end of the day, so I just threw on a really easy, soft little blue dress. And then when Joy came out for us to celebrate her, she also had put on the same color of blue dress. So no, we don't believe in dressing white, but we did that day, and it was okay. But anyway, I want to read you this quotation because we know that Leo Tolstoy was quite famous and had a big impact on the whole Russian culture, lifestyle through his books and through his, many movies have been made from his writing, and he just was quite a person, very interesting person. But this is what he said. He said, a quiet, secluded life in the country with the possibility of being useful to people to whom it is easy to do good and who are not accustomed to having it done to them. Maybe there's a lonely person, an older person, a young little child who needs attention. But that we should be able to do good to someone not accustomed to having it done to them. And then work a little bit, which hopes to be of some use. Then rest, nature, books, music, love for one's neighbor. Such is my idea of happiness. So maybe you could take a little time to write down what it looks like for you to live a happy life, a quiet and a happy life. I think about Paul saying this, which was quite important, because this is the words that he wrote in Thessalonians that I'm going to read to you, is actually just as important as any of the other admonitions that he ever gave. And so this is what Paul said. Let me see. Where did I put it? There it is right there. Paul wrote to the people in Thessalonica, or Thessaloniki, if you happen to be in Greece today. Make it your goal to live a quiet life, minding your own business and working with your hands, just as we instructed you before. Then, if you're living a quiet life, working with your hands, minding, in other words, taking care of your business, being attentive to what you need to do in your home, then people who are not believers will respect the way you live. And then you will not need to always depend on others. So, the only reason I'm writing about this today is because I wanted to. Because I felt like, okay, I really need to slow down and do the things that matter. On Thanksgiving Day, I'm going to be up pretty early in the morning, and I will be jostling in a very small car. A friend is driving all of us to Sarah's house, which is 2 hours from now. This is the third or fourth year we've done this in a row. And I'm bringing 2 pies, pecan pie and a fruit pie. You'll see the picture of it on Wednesday. And I'm bringing green peas because we've always had Lesueur peas or green peas, baby peas, with our Thanksgiving. Joel is mashing a huge thing of creamy, wonderful potatoes. We're bringing 4 little jars of cranberry sauce. I will be making, or Joy will be making, stuffing. Actually, we won't stuff the turkey, so we'll call it dressing. With sage and onions and celery and all sorts of fun stuff. And then we're going to be at Sarah's house for the day. She lives 2 hours from here. And I'm going to kiss and kiss and kiss and hug and hug and hug and play with my grandchildren all day long. And I plan on eating way too much, eating a bite or more of every single thing, because we will have a feast there. Everybody's bringing food. And did I say I'm going to spend as much time as I can kissing and playing? And that's going to be the highlight, the most important thing I can do for the whole week. But my friends, I'm praying that you will have some quiet cups of tea amidst your week, and remember that you, right now, you are quite precious, and you are loved just as you are by a Father who loves to dote on his children. Happy Thanksgiving, my friends. Happy cups of tea. Happy week. I'll be talking to you soon. Bye-bye. I hope you've enjoyed our time together today and that you'll join me next week. Be sure to look for more inspiration on my blog at sallyclarkson.com. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.